So, lads, in what could be or could not be news, we have seen on the Indiana Fever official page a player appear today that was not on the team yesterday. So, yesterday, according to the WNBA official page for the Indiana Fever, there were a couple of players. There was Caitlin Clark, there was Aaliyah Boston, and KK Timpson. There was three. And right now, there's a fourth. And if you guys are happy, subscribe. We are trying to hit 58.27K by the end of the day. If we can get 18 more, that would be absolutely insane. We are uploading a hell of a lot of videos for free agency. However, that one player, well, you've clicked on this video, is Kelsey Mitchell. It is Kelsey Mitchell. So, Kelsey Mitchell has now appeared on the Indiana Fever roster. And, by the way, this is one of those things where you might be saying, oh, but like, if they're cored, they're on this. I'm not entirely sure if everyone that's been cored has been put on a team's roster. That being said, like, if you guys don't know, not everyone that signed a qualifying offer is there. The core tag is basically a reserve free agent. Not everyone who was a reserve free agent, automatically is on the team list right now. So, I just want to see, is Ariel Atkins there for the Sky? Atkins is there for the Sky. So, obviously, being cored, she's technically is a member of the roster. So people are like, oh, she's still a free agent. No, she is no longer a free agent. She is currently a member of the Indiana Fever's roster. And she is someone that the Indiana Fever have full rights to. And I'm going to be honest here. There is like a 97% chance that Kelsey, maybe 80% chance Kelsey Mitchell's back. And to be honest, 80 might 80 might be a bit low, because the odds of Kelsey Mitchell coming back is or not coming back is very, very low. Because let's be real, the Indiana Fever want to run this back. Caitlin Clark wants to run it back. You've got Steph White wanting to run it back. You got Aaliyah probably wanting to run it back. Unless Kelsey doesn't want to run it back. And if she doesn't want to run it back, then so be it. It is not much you can do if the key player in all this doesn't want to run it back. But at the same time, she's currently on the roster. And look, I don't think the Indiana Fever are going to get anything less than Citron and pick 4 from Washington for Kelsey Mitchell. And look, there's a world where they can go for Citron. Heck, there's a world where they can make a trade, get some young assets, and bring in a Jackie Young in free agency or a Satu in free agency. Doesn't make the team as good this year. Jackie, probably. Satu, no. No, Kelsey Mitchell's way better than Satu. But maybe there's a way they can work it around. But, like, let's be real. She's on this roster, and she's on the roster page for a reason. She's coming back. She is absolutely coming back. I would say, again, there's a greater chance of the Aces blowing it all up, as in getting rid of Chelsea Gray and Jackie Young, and tanking for 2 seasons, try to get Sarah Strong to combine with AJ Wilson, than there is for Kelsey Mitchell to walk for not anything less than a king's ransom. And I don't know if, with the way things are going right now, there's someone that's going to offer a king's ransom to offer Kelsey Mitchell a 3-year deal. Which is the only reason she would consider leaving. The only reason she considers leaving is if she wants a long-term deal. But it's like, does she want a long-term deal at $1.2 million a year, or a 1-year deal at $1.4 million a year? And if she's hits free agency next year, becomes max eligible, and the max goes up to $1.4 million, and then she signs a 2-year, $1.4 million a year to end her career. She makes $600K extra, and that's just for taking the regular max. All she has, if she shows she's a max contract player, she can make probably $500K extra by staying 1 year at the Indiana Fever rather than taking a long-term deal. It is a massive bet on yourself move. It is a bet on yourself move that greatly increases your chance to win a title. So I don't see her saying no to that. Again, like, I think the Fever should be having conversations about the Corin trade. I don't think they are. I think the Fever are dead set on winning this year, because we've seen how short-sighted the Fever are. And we've seen how the Indiana Fever, for everyone saying, oh, they traded the 8th pick for Sophie Cunningham. I mean this when I say this. Like, I think they could have gotten Sophie Cunningham without trading the 8th pick. I mean that. They traded the 8th pick so that they freed up, they didn't have to pay first-round cap money, and they freed up that cap money to sign DeWanna Bonner and give slightly over the minimum to Sig Coulson and Bree Turner. They didn't even care about having a 12th player on the team. Like, the Indiana Fever, to say that this organization is only really cares about the short term is probably underselling the organization. They absolutely only care about the short term. And obviously in the short term, the best thing by a mile is to bring Kelsey Mitchell back. So Kelsey Mitchell appearing on the roster, it realistically just means she's been court. A lot of people are saying, oh, does this mean she signed her deal? No. But she's going to sign her deal. Like, there's no way in hell she doesn't. And I don't think it would be a negative bet on yourself for her. I don't think, like, Kelsey Mitchell's not going to, I don't think she would sign a guaranteed less money, if you get me. I don't think she would sign a long-term deal that, if she's still worth the Supermax in a year, guarantees she makes $500K less over the course of that 3 years. Rather than staying in Indiana, staying close to home, staying a place where she wants to be, staying a place for a coach she really wants to play for. So I just don't see that happening. I just don't see it happening. We are all talking about hypotheticals. Oh, if she wants this deal, if she does this, if she does that. And I'm going to be honest, like, there's a big if with that. And if we talk about this, looking at it from an NBA standpoint and the long-term future and stuff like that, but we know the Indiana Fever don't think long-term. We know players never think long-term. We know players will always trade the first pick for Kevin Love. Like, every player would do that. If you offered every player in the NBA, if you offered them Anthony Davis for the first overall pick, if it was a players deciding, they would all say, yes, bring me Anthony Davis. Because, again, they don't care. They just want to go and win. So, yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. Kelsey Mitchell's there. I will see you guys.